Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or if it's your first time, welcome. Today's video is going to be kind of more relaxed and really chatty, more of a get ready with me. There's going to be a couple like first impressions thrown in. I did get the Natasha Sunset palette. It actually just came in last night, so I wanted to kind of open it up on camera, play around with it a little bit. I know this palette launched like 6 months ago and it was insanely popular, and it's been very hard to get your hands on. And I actually debated if I even wanted to get it because it is $125, and that's a very hefty price tag for an eyeshadow palette for me. But I saw that it was available on Beautylish and they do their payment options, so that was kind of the selling point for me, is that I could pay it off slowly over time, and it looked really gorgeous and I really wanted to try it. I've never purchased anything from Beautylish before besides this palette, and I really was impressed with the way that it came. So like, this is the box that it came in, and then when I opened it up, this palette was like packaged to survive the apocalypse. It also came with this cute little string tied around it and this brown packaging on the outside. So I don't know, I just thought that was really cool. It kind of made me want to purchase from Beautylish again in the future, just because if they take care of all of their packages like that. I can't tell you like how many times I've ordered something from Ulta and it's come to me like broken or chipped, or my powders are just everywhere. Yeah, so good job, Beautylish. Just pulling it out of the little paper packaging. Oops, it's upside down. And we have the outside packaging, Natasha Sunset palette. It looks like here we have all of the textures that are in the eyeshadow palette, as well as the names of all the shadows, and then the actual eyeshadow palette itself. So right off the bat, the first thing I noticed is, to quote Sparkage, this would need palette Viagra, because when you kind of leave the mirror, it will just flop over. So if you're going to use this mirror to do your makeup, you would have to support it with your hand. There's a plastic covering over the mirror, so let's take this off because that's always super satisfying. Oh yeah. And then there is the little, typical of Natasha the little clear overlay. One thing that I do like is that it has the names over the shades. I think that this just really gets annoying when it flops around. It is perforated at the top, and so you can just rip that out. And I think I'm going to not do that right now. Alright, so, I mean, like, first impressions, that packaging really blew me away. I was very happy when I saw that. I don't really have anything going on. I have to go to the Apple store to get my MacBook looked at, and that's really it. But yesterday, I kind of just sat around the house all day and like was in my pajamas and was watching The Walking Dead and just generally being like a lazy piece of shit. So when I woke up today, I was like, I want to get my makeup on, I want to look good, I want to leave the house actually for a little bit, and that's kind of what inspired this more chit-chatty get ready with me style video. I really want to dip into this eyeshadow palette and start playing with it, so I'm going to do something a little out of character for myself, and I'm going to start with the eyes before I do my face or anything like that, just because I don't know if this is going to have fallout. I don't know if it's going to perform well, and I will just have to take it off and start all over with something later. So I'm just going to go ahead and get the eyes out of the way first. Just applying some Scotch tape so I can get really clean lines. I always use Scotch tape because I feel like, why work harder if you don't have to? It's kind of cheating, but there's no shame in my game. Alright, anyways. I'm going to take a little bit of the Urban Decay Primer Potion. Can you work, please? Thanks. And just prime my eyes real quick. Usually I prime my eyes with concealer, and I don't know why, but I just reached for this Urban Decay one today. I don't really ever use it, so I don't know why we're doing this, but we're just going to roll with it. And this eyeshadow primer is sticky as... it's just frickin' sticky. So I'm going to set it with a little bit of the Cover FX translucent setting powder in translucent light. And just a tinsy-wincy little eye brush. Sorry you guys have to just kind of stare at my bare skin for this entire tutorial, especially considering I have a pretty sizable breakout happening right now. It's great. Alright, so I just brought you guys in a little bit closer so it'll be easier to kind of see what I'm doing. I'm going to go in with Horizon, which is the really pretty soft orange matte directly in the center of the palette. And I'm going to use that as my transition shade. Not getting a whole lot of kick up, but also that is the first color that I've dipped into, so we'll see how it goes. It is a little bit lighter than I expected it to be. In the pan, I feel like it looks like it would be more pigmented than it is. But since I'm using it as a transition color, it's kind of like a happy surprise that it was lighter than I anticipated. I don't know where this eye look is going. I just went in with the orange to kind of get us started. Obviously, it's going to be some kind of warm eye look because all of the colors in this palette are exceptionally warm. Yeah, but other than that, I'm kind of just making this up as I go along. Greatest coffee cup of all time, in case you were wondering. Alright, and now I'm going to go in with Sinai. S-I-N-A-I, I don't know how to say that. It's just a slightly darker orange color. I'm taking this on the ever popular MAC 217. I live in an apartment complex and they are renovating the unit right next door. Yeah, so they're like ripping out all of the carpets, ripping out all of the cabinets, basically just gutting it and then rebuilding it from the bottom up. So it's very loud and there's like construction workers going up and down the stairs all day and they're opening and closing the door. There's banging because they're hammering and replacing things. And so my life right now with my dog is she's just ever on high alert and alerting me to every sound. And I love her for being a little protector, but also like getting a little sick off and barking. My best friend and I went on Halloween night. Currently, as I'm filming this, it is November 2nd, so 2 days ago. We went and saw Halsey live at Talking Stick Resort. And I loved Halsey before we even went to that concert, but after like seeing her live and in person, I'm like freaking obsessed with her. There was one part of the show where she was wearing like a black hoodie that was really long and thigh-high red felt boots. And I was like a little bit in love with her in that moment. So now I'm convinced that I need to find an excuse to go somewhere and have on a black hoodie and thigh-high red felt boots. So just kind of just everything I aspire to be fashion-wise at this moment in time. Sorry, I'm doing very poorly with this. I'm going in with Panjin, which is the matte red shade in the palette, and just a tiny little blending brush. And sticking that pretty low into the crease here. I just decided that I'm going to do like a half-cut crease type of vibe. So I'm bringing this all the way into the inner corner and down a little bit into the outer V. Red shades, I feel like, are really hard to work with because they are just like so pigmented, especially if they're like a matte color. And they don't usually love to blend for me. It's always a struggle, but I love them so much that I constantly just do this to myself. I just throw on a matte red eyeshadow, have regrets while I'm blending, but then as soon as my eye look is done, I'm like, that was the best decision I've ever made. I'm just going to go back with a little bit more of the darker matte orange shade that we used and hit the edges of that red. Oh, and also for the Halsey concert, there was, it was on Halloween, obviously, because I just told you that. So for her, like, grand finale, she came out in, like, a slave Leia costume and was just, like, singing and dancing and, like, just killing it in this, like, Princess Leia costume, and it was even better than I could describe. Another side note, when my husband and I moved into these apartment complexes 2.5 years ago, there was like a big miscommunication between my husband and I and the leasing agent at this apartment. And so the apartment that we saw when we were touring the units was not the apartment that we ended up getting when we moved in. And the unit that we moved into, the people that lived here before us had been here for like 12 years or something crazy. Obviously, the apartment complexes aren't going to renovate a unit while someone is living in it. And they moved out, and then almost immediately we moved in. So there was no time. So we have like the basest of the base models available. Like our stove and our refrigerator are like that almond color that was like really popular in the 70s. Just really gross carpet. And I don't know, I like love our apartment because it's so cute and we've been here for so long and we love our community and our location. But I hate like our actual apartment. And so when I noticed that they were renovating the unit like literally directly across the hallway, I went down to the leasing office and I asked them if we could transfer. And so as soon as that unit is done, we are going to be moving into it. And I'm not even dreading the move because it's literally directly across the hallway. So it's going to be a piece of cake. I think my dog is going to be very confused though because we got her when we moved in here and she was a puppy. So she's literally only ever lived in this apartment right here. And I think it's going to throw her off for a little bit when we come up the stairs and we have to go to the other door, not the door that she's been living in for her entire life. So it's going to be a fun little learning curve. But I know that when we move out, they're also going to renovate this unit, so we won't have neighbors for a little bit. So if my dog walks up to the wrong door, it won't be embarrassing because I'll be the only one around to see it. I'm going to take a little bit of my Tarte Shape Tape and I'm going to cut the crease. Also, I know it's November 2nd and I am one of those people that lives for Halloween and I live for Christmas, and I kind of just like tolerate Thanksgiving because, you know, really good food and getting together with family. So I like love it, but it's not on the level of Christmas and Halloween for me. And so I really want to put up my Christmas tree, but I'm refraining. I'm resisting the urge, especially because the unit next door should be done with renovations on like November 25th, which is just a little bit after Thanksgiving, and so we will be moving in then, and I kind of don't want to put my Christmas tree up just to move it. I went a little crazy when I was cutting that crease because I was getting excited about Christmas, I think, and not really paying attention to where I was putting that concealer. Alright, so now I'm going to take a little Smith 253 and I'm going to dip into this color right here, Mandarin. I like it because it kind of just like reminds me of like sparkly orange juice. If you had a glass of orange juice and then you put glitter into it, that's really what this color would be. And it's speaking to me on some kind of level. It looks a lot more golden on the eye than it did in the pan. Like, I don't know, in the pan it looked like orangey, more orange. And that's kind of what I was going for, and this has thrown me off a bit, but it's okay, we will make it work. So while I'm out running errands today, just in all honesty, I should probably really get my eyebrows waxed. Getting a little out of control over here. So like years and years ago, like probably 4 or 5, my husband and I started watching The Walking Dead. And we were super obsessed with it. And then we got to the season, I think it's season 3, season 4, I think it's season 4, where they take down the governor at Woodbury and they like bring all the people back to the prison, and Rick's like trying to be Farmer Rick and set a really good example for Carl and not like going out. And I don't know, it just becomes a season about like rebuilding and like humanity and like pretending that there's not a zombie apocalypse among them. And I was so bored and I lost all interest in the show and I stopped watching until just a couple weeks ago. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go back in from the beginning and I'm gonna watch, and I'm just gonna power through that super boring season because everyone around me was just talking about like how good it gets after that. So I sat down, I started rewatching, I powered through the boring season, and I just was like so enthralled that I did nothing but watch The Walking Dead and do homework in my free time. And it's really starting to get to me because I feel so unproductive. I'm going to go in with the shade Aubade, and I'm going to put it over where we put Mandarin because it's just a little bit too gold and I want to tone it down a little bit. Putting kind of like a soft cashmere color over it. Oh my god, these glitters are no joke. Like, I don't have any. Oh wow, impressive. Color me impressed. Yeah, so I just finished all of season 7, which is all of what's on Netflix currently, and I'm really glad. And I almost wanted to take a break, but like right now AMC is streaming for free season 8. So like while I was ready to take a break, I would rather watch it now while I can watch it for free and not have to wait, you know, 2 years for it to hit Netflix. But it started getting to the point where I'm having like really bad dreams, apocalyptic situations, or like running into just like really weird people. This happened to me when Call of Duty Black Ops came out and they had Nazi zombies, and I played that game so much that I just had like these awful nightmares, and I would like close my eyes and I would just like see zombies. I need some happiness and sunshine in my life right now. Do I want to wear eyeliner? So I'm gonna pull this tape off. Oh my god, so satisfying. I love it. I'm sure there's like chemicals in tape that are not meant to go onto your face, especially your delicate eye area, but just worry about that later. I'm going to take a little bit of my NYX eye pencil in Milk, and I'm going to put it on my inner corner for like an inner corner highlight. I'm just blending that out a little bit with my pinky. And I'm going to take a small pencil brush, and I'm going to dip into Soul, and I'm going to hit that on my inner corner for a highlight. Probably should have waited until I had my foundation all blended out before highlighting this inner corner. I've made a mistake and I'll have to live with that. This is not as vibrant and pigmented as I was hoping it would be, even with the NYX Milk base underneath. But it's alright. I'm going to go in with a little bit of the Farsali Rose Gold Elixir. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but my bottle is very dirty and beat up. I don't love this stuff or anything. I love the way this stuff smells. Like, I don't even know how to describe it. Sorry if I keep like looking down in this video. It's because my little like viewfinder is right here. And I have noticed when I rewatch some of my other videos that I tend to like do this a lot and like dip out of focus, or I'll like somehow end up scooted way over to the side and then it just looks weird. So I just keep checking to make sure that I'm centered and like in focus and not being weird. Now that we're done with the eyes for now, I'm going to zoom you guys out so we can work on the face. There we go. Not so up close and personal anymore. I'm going to go in today with my Estee Lauder Double Wear foundation. Recently I picked up this little Real Techniques brush that is kind of the in the style of the Artiste brushes. So I want to try this out on the face. I will be the first to admit that I struggle with foundation brushes. I usually end up looking streaky and crazy, and then I have to go in with my beauty blender and fix it. So I don't know why I'm really even trying this brush out, because I'm probably going to hate it, and it's going to have nothing to do with the brush and everything to do with my own lack of ability. Also, I wish this breakout would go away because I'm really sick of looking at it. And I just got foundation all in my hair. It's great. Let's check it out. Alright, that just actually doesn't look bad at all. Okay, I'm pleased. I'm pleased with this brush. So now before we finish up the face, I'm going to go in and just take care of my eyebrows because they're looking crazy. So I will do that off camera and I'll be right back. Alright, well, brows are looking large and in charge today, but we're just gonna roll with it because, you know, what else can we do? Gonna go in with my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer again and just a beauty blender, and I'm gonna highlight the face. Every time I go in with this concealer, I'm like, oh my god, I put way too much. And so I try to rein myself in, and I somehow still end up using too much. I think today might actually be the first time in a while that I've gotten like the perfect amount for me. I don't know why this under eye concealer is such a struggle for me today. Ugh. I'm just having issues, people. That's what I get for not doing my makeup in a long time. I freaking forgot how. And again, I'm going to go into the Cover FX. Why are you upside down? Cover FX Perfect Setting Powder in Translucent Light on the same little brush that we used earlier to set our eyes. Flutter Lashes sent me an email on Halloween for like a haul, H-A-U-L, Halloween coupon. And it took everything in me not to buy more of their intoxicating lashes because I love them. But I also recognize that I need to use a different lash every now and again. I'm going to go into a good old classic and bust out the Benefit Hula. I'm just going to bronze up my face. I have such a hard time with bronzer lately. I don't know, just doing my makeup in general has been such a struggle. I feel like I'm just out of practice. For blush today, I'm going to dip into the Fiona Styles, if I can open it, the Fiona Styles Soft Cheek Veil in the color Lex. So a handy dandy blush brush. Wow, got a lot on there. Pray for me. For highlight, I am going to take the OFRA Cosmetics Beverly Hills highlighter. And I'm going to take these two shades down here. I love OFRA highlighters because they are just so blinding and beautiful, but they're also so powdery that you have to be really, really careful when you dip into them, or you're just going to be over highlighted and it's not going to look cute at all. Hit that cheekbone a little bit. And now that the rest of my face is done besides lipstick, I think the eyes are just too yellow and orange for my liking. So I'm gonna take a teensy bit of the color Volcano, and I am going to add a little bit of brown into the outer corner just to bring it in a little bit. This is a lot of red and orange going on. Pull it slightly into the crease and blend it into that gold color. So I have an appointment today with the Apple Genius Bar because my MacBook, which is like brand new, I got it, I want to say in like July, my 3 button doesn't work and you have to like hit it in just the right spot for it to register that you're pressing 3. And now my space bar is also starting to stick, and I am happy that it's covered under warranty, and then I also have the Apple Care, but I'm a little bit frustrated because I treat my computer very well, and I don't think that my keyboard should be breaking after only a couple months. For the bottom lash line, I'm going to go in with Sinai and Horizon mixed together on the same MAC 217 that we used earlier. I'm going to connect that. I have dog hair in my mouth. Yum. I really want to do a winged eyeliner, but I don't want to do black, and I don't think I have a brown. Who doesn't have a brown eyeliner? Okay, note to self, pick up a brown eyeliner today. This is the Tarte Clay Pot Liner in Lucky Penny, but it's kind of metallic, and I don't want to use that. Wonder if I can use my dip brow as eyeliner. No, I don't want to fuck up this whole look by getting MacGyver-y. Right, well, due to a series of unfortunate events, I do not have a brown liquid or gel eyeliner. So I'm gonna use black, and in my heart of hearts, I really wish I was using brown. Just on a whim the other day, I picked up a bunch of the Ulta brand eyeliners, and they are freaking amazing. Like their liquid eyeliner and their gel eyeliner. Yeah, so the Ulta brand liquid eyeliners were on sale, 3 for $9 the other day. So I picked up this one. It is the matte black Ulta brand eyeliner, and it's amazing. And then they have gel eyeliners that I picked up a couple as well. Well, by a couple I mean the black shade. I don't know why I'm making it sound like a lot more than I did. But I like the Ulta brand one better than the Maybelline Eye Studio one. I just feel like it dries faster and it was creamier. I don't know. It's really amazing. I would highly, highly recommend Ulta brand eyeliners. Maybe I'll go today and get a brown one. Mascara time. Buxom Lash Mascara, as always. I always like to do my upper lashes, and then before I dip back in or do the other eye, do my lower lashes. I just feel like there's less product on the brush at that point, and it looks way better. These are velour lashes, and I think they are in the style Trust Me, Try It. These lashes are so old, I should probably get rid of them, but I can't justify throwing out a pair of $20 eyelashes unless they are literally falling apart because I'm cheap. I really like the velour lashes. I feel like they are very comfortable and they have tons of styles that would fit almost like any look. And it's weird because their lash band is a lot thicker than I'm used to. Flutter lashes and Cocoa lashes, I feel like have a really big or a really thin lash band, where companies like Velour and House of Lashes, theirs tends to be more of a thick band. Even the Velours having a thicker band, they are nowhere near as uncomfortable as like the House of Lashes one. You almost don't even feel it. I just wish they weren't so expensive. Like, I don't know, I could buy a $125 eyeshadow palette, but Lord forbid I have to drop 20 bucks on freaking eyelashes. So I got the shade Freckle from Nude Sticks, which was Samantha MUA's custom color that she did for them. And it came in a couple weeks ago, and I have been doing nothing but watching The Walking Dead. So I haven't gotten ready or done my makeup, and so I'm really, really excited to use this finally. Alright guys, well this is the finished makeup look. I'm gonna go do something with my hair and then I will be right back. Alright guys, this is the final look. I did something with my hair so it's not in my typical everyday bun. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and kind of exploring this Natasha Denona Sunset palette with me. Overall, I'm very happy with the way it turned out. I was amazed that the two glitter shades that I used were so glittery and yet I didn't experience any fallout at all. I don't think that this palette is necessarily something that you absolutely have to have in your collection. I think you can get all of these colors elsewhere. ColourPop has a palette that's very similar, the Yes Please palette. Really, I just got it for the hype, so don't be like me, kids. Be better than me. Yeah, so thanks for hanging out and chatting with me. Be sure to subscribe for a new video every Monday, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!